Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Wheeler Centre. I'm Chrissy Sharp, the Director of the Wheeler Centre, and today is a very proud day for us to be announcing the shortlist for the 2011 Victorian Premier's Literary Awards, and particularly proud because this year has seen major changes and very remarkable changes to the awards, including the addition of, by courtesy of the Premier's decision to offer the richest literary prize in Australia. But now I'd like you to welcome the Premier, who will announce the shortlist and tell you more about the awards. Please welcome the Premier of Victoria, Ted Baillieu.
Thanks very much, Chrissy, and delighted to be here and delighted to see you again, and to Michael and all the staff of the Wheeler Centre, but above all to the writers, the publishers and the readers who are the backbone of the Literary Awards, obviously, and the backbone of the Wheeler Centre, and also acknowledge all of those past and present, including our Indigenous communities whose connection to our country, but more importantly whose lives and whose stories are what gets told in the books in Australia and make up so much of our literary heritage and our future. I've got to say it's a delight to be back here at the Wheeler Centre announcing the 27th Victorian Premier's Literary Awards. The awards established in 1985 by John Cain, who is still chairman of the library, and fittingly so, and announced to honour the lives of two of this country's most influential literary figures, Vance and Nettie Palmer. And since then, they've gone on, by bipartisan fashion to recognise literary endeavour by some of the best-known writers of today and uncover new literary talent. And these awards have, as I said, enjoyed bipartisan support since they were established, and I'm delighted that the program continues and that it plays such an important role in promoting excellence in Australian writing and encouraging a commitment to reading. Literature is an intrinsic part of the culture of Victoria, and this was recognised by UNESCO with its designation of Melbourne as the City of Literature in 2008, and I've done this before and I do it again. I pay tribute to the previous government for seeing that happened. I think it's an important asset for Victoria and for Melbourne in particular. It's the reason we have the Wheeler Centre, Australia's only centre dedicated to books, writing and ideas, and it has proved to be an outstanding success. And it's the reason that we now offer Australia's most valuable prize for literature as part of the Victorian Premier's Literary Awards. In April, I announced that this year we've streamlined the awards. There are now 5 categories: fiction, non-fiction, drama, poetry and writing for young adults. And the winner in each category will receive a $25,000 prize and will go into the running for the new Victorian Prize for Literature, which offers a $100,000 prize in itself. With just 21 on the shortlist, that makes it a long list, but with 21 on the shortlist, we're shining an even brighter light on each of the selected winners, giving them the profile they deserve and giving Victorians and Australians and those with a passion for literature an opportunity to read the books and make their assessments in advance of the final decisions. Can I acknowledge the extraordinary work of this year's judging panel, who whittled down 308 entries to the final 21, and that's no easy feat, 308 entries. But it now gives me great pleasure to announce the long shortlist for the 2011 Victorian Premier's Literary Awards, and this is the first Premier's 21. Now, I think they're going to come up on screen, and they are on screen. So going first to the Vance Palmer Prize for Fiction, and the shortlist, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, I think, if I can count. 5 Bells by Gail Jones, published by Vintage. When Colts Ran by Roger MacDonald, published by Alfred Knopf. The Dead Men Dance by Kim Scott, published by Picador. The Amateur Science of Love by Craig Sherborne, published by Text. Bright and Distant Shores by Dominic Smith, published by Allen and Unwin. The Roving Party by Rowan Wilson, published by Allen and Unwin. And that's for the Vance Palmer Prize for Fiction. The Nettie Palmer Prize for Non-Fiction, six of these. Good Living Street, The Fortunes of My Viennese Family by Tim Bonyhady, published by Allen and Unwin. My Blood's Country by Fiona Capp, published by Allen and Unwin. Delusions of Gender, The Real Science Behind Sex Differences by Cordelia Fine, published by Allen and Unwin. A Private Empire by Stephen Foster, published by Pier 9. Into the Woods, The Battle for Tasmania's Forest by Anna Crean, published by Black. An Eye for Eternity, The Life of Manning Clark by Mark McKenna, published by MUP. So those six. The Louise Essen Prize for Drama, Do Not Go Gentle by Patricia Cornelius, 45 downstairs, publication, it's not publication, production. Intimacy by Raimondo Cortese, Rantis Theatre, and Sappho in 9 Fragments by Jane Montgomery Griffiths with Currency Press. All three of the nominees in this drama category are from Melbourne, and they reflect our thriving independent theatre scene here, of course. Now to the CJ Dennis Prize for Poetry, This Floating World by Libby Hart, published by Five Islands. The Taste of River Water by Kate Kennedy, published by Scribe. Swallow by Claire Potter, published by Five Islands. So the three of those for the CJ Dennis Prize for Poetry. And the prize for writing for young adults, Graffiti Moon by Kath Crowley, Pam McMillan. The Three Loves of Persimmon by Cassandra Golds, it's Penguin. The Life of a Teenage Body Snatcher, Doug McLeod, again published by Penguin. And the three of those, making up the full 21. So congratulations to all of the shortlisted winners. The shortlist's an exciting collection of works by writers at all stages of their careers, and it's a wonderful reflection of the energy and dynamism of contemporary Australian literature. I'm looking forward to reading them myself. While the awards celebrate the best of contemporary literature from across the country, it would be remiss of me not to point out that more than half the shortlisted writers are from Victoria, and I've got to say that's the way we would like it to be. The shortlisted works will take you on an extraordinary journey, I understand, from Imperial Britain to Sydney's Circular Quay, from small town Victoria to the tallest building in Chicago, and from the Tasmania of the 1820s to the battleground of the Upper Florentine Valley today. For the first time this year, the general public will have the opportunity to have a say and get involved with the awards program, and they'll have a chance to vote for their favourite work on the shortlist. 6 weeks to go until the winners are announced on September the 6th. So can I encourage you all to get reading, cast your vote, and enjoy the latest and the brightest of Victorian and Australian literature in these very special Premier's Literary Awards, revamped this year, and with a view to making these more focused, more streamlined, and even more exciting into the future, and to provide the best rewarded literary award in Australia. This is very much a function of the culture of Melbourne and Victoria, and we look forward to this really engendering a spirit of literature amongst all Victorians and encouraging writers into the future. Without writers, without stories, we don't have theatre, we don't have film, we don't have all of that engagement, whether it's these days reading it online, which I still can't do, I'm afraid. I've got to read a book in my hands, or whether it's publication, and long may publishing survive. Thanks very much.